Hey tubers and car enthusiasts. I guess today's the day I'm going to finally do the body work on my own vehicle. How about that? I'm always working on everybody else's stuff and never get my own done. So anyways, there's not that much to do, but to me, you know, it's got to get done. So I guess we'll show you stages of body work, and after that I might throw some brakes on this beast and give it a tune-up. I don't know yet. But anyway, body work for sure. And okay, I'll see you in a little bit when we start excavating the rust and whatever the hell else is on here. Okay, tubers. Okay, so let's take a look at some of this. So, a little bit, it's surface, but I'm sure it's cracked up in here too. I'm going to have to excavate behind. Yeah, because the rust, obviously the rust isn't coming from the front, so it'll be back in behind, and we'll get that all sorted, and then we can get this all chipped out and grinded and whatnot. But the rest of it, you know, not too bad, not too bad. Well, see, it's less here, isn't it? It's not horrible. It's not bad. It's certainly seen worse. But you know, the rockers are solid and painted. They're good. Nothing in the front, except right in here somewhere. I'll find it. Yeah, it's right here. Right here, I dented this. I was pulling concrete out with a chain, and the chain snapped and went up over and dented my hood, so I'm probably going to buff all that out. And I'm probably going to fill it and paint the hood. We'll see. But you know, like I say, it's a 1999, and if that's the only thing going on is a little bit of rust at the wheel well, whatever. Okay, what you need to start your body project, if it's just a little rust that we already looked at, you'll need grinder, palm sander, body file, light duty body fill, spot putty. You're going to need your primer that'll fill in cracks, scratches, whatnot. Obviously your paint match, which I had made at a local parts place. They matched the number for me. And you're going to need rubbing alcohol and lots of sandpaper. You're going to start with your 80 grit to get the rust and everything smooth after you grind, of course. But anyway, and then this is all your finish paper here and the block sanding, because we're not going to use any power tools to do finish work. We're going to use a block sander, and we got lots of, we got 800, 400, 180 grit up to 3000, and the 3000 grit will be before I do any compounding and waxing and whatnot. So you're going to need a lot of this. You're going to need a little body hammer, just anything you can think of that's going to grind out rust. Okay. So the next step, I have done what I suspected, the rust coming from behind. I was absolutely right. So I grinded out everything behind this lip all the way around. Even though there wasn't much rust here, it don't matter. It's all ground out, and I got all the rust out from behind it. I added a rust converter or inhibitor or whatever you'd like to call it. Anyway, it atomizes it, it just kills the rust, and then you can paint over it or whatever. But what I did, I added rocker guard. So I've rocker guarded everything under here and up behind this lip with, it's thick, so that not only is the rust prevented from reoccurring with the converter, it's also covered and sealed in. So the next stage then, if we were going to continue, I hope this light's okay. Drizzly day. Anyway, okay, so now that we've got that done behind the fender, that's what you want to do, because you don't want to spend any time on this and have it bleed through again. So that's solved. Next step is I'm going to take this body hammer, I'm going to chip away all the big crap, anything that's sticking out, I'm going to chip it away. Then I'm going to grind it, sand it, and then we can put some fill, very light fill. We don't want to start slapping huge Bondo on holes, so if there's any big holes, I'll be putting some metal in, but I don't know that yet until I can expose everything. So I'll be back when I chip all this away, and I'll be back to grind it, and then we can have a look at what we need to do. Alright, see you in a bit. Okay, she's all grinded and excavated. Not too bad. It's nothing that I haven't tackled before. And it looks to me like it's been filled before. I know this truck went in for body probably 6 years ago. And anyway, so it's got a bit of fill in it. So I don't see anything that I really have to pack in holes or put metal in. There is a deep hole here. Well, not deep, but there's a hole. But I'm going to go ahead and shove the body fill in there, because I don't think I'm going to worry about putting metal in there. It's not big enough for all that. I mean, I'm sure you should, but whatever. I'm just a backyard mechanic. Okay, next stage is mixing the Bondo and slathering it in there. All right. Okay, if you've never mixed body fill before, a few little easy techniques. You don't want to use cardboard or anything to put it on. Cardboard will absorb your hardeners and everything too quick, and it'll be hard real quick if you know. So anyway, you don't need too much. I'm just doing a little here. Okay, you want to put your hardener across the top of it. You don't need much. About that'll do. Even that's a little bit much, but I don't want to wait all day for it to dry either. So, all right, a lot of people go ahead and start stirring it like a cake. You don't want to do that. You want to fold it, because you'll get air in it, and it'll be all bubbly when you go to apply it, and you don't want that. Yeah, there's a little bit more hardener in here than I usually do, but like I say, I want it to dry fairly quick because I want to apply a spot putty and the filling primer. Like near the end of the day here, I don't want to be 2 years doing body work out here. All right, next stage is over to the truck. It's not really rocket science. You're just going to start, you should probably pull it upwards into the wound so it doesn't fall out. And you're not looking for smooth. That'll come with your spot putty. And you don't want it too thick on here either. Just fill her in. You don't really care about these tails hanging. You're going to get that with the body file. And there wasn't really much here to fill. I probably mixed way too much body fill, but that's me. I go big or go home, I guess. Okay, so the next stage, I guess we're going to be grinding, or we're going to be filing this smooth, and then we can start with our 80 grit sandpaper to mold it, and then we're going to go ahead. I see no other big holes. We're looking good. Everything was good up under here. The tin was good and strong, so let's let this harden, and then we'll file it and begin to sand with our 80 grit. Okay, the body fill has been, well, I filed it first, sanded it with 80 grit, and now I'm going to be moving to spot putty, which is easy, no problems, and then we'll start moving on to some paint and whatever.